Hello, everyone. This is Brandon Duncan. I'll be discussing at least comparing the economic efficiency of various taxation methods. So the types of taxation I'll be discussing will be property taxes, sales taxes, and income taxes. First off, we're going to take a look at property taxes. Now, property taxes increase with the value of a home. Uh, it is not necessarily a progressive tax because it is a percentage of the price of the home, similar to a sales tax. So it's basically like a sales tax on houses. And the distortion effects is similar in that you have an equilibrium price for a home, but you're going to lose some of the consumer producer surplus, increasing deadweight loss by adding that additional cost on top of the value of the home. Uh, Distorts the market, same fashion as sales taxes. However, you throw a wrench in the system by fixing property taxes to the original appraised value of the home instead of the current value. And this will also affect government revenues negatively. So you have a $100,000 home, the owner's living in it for 30 years, they're only paying property taxes on that house based on that $100,000 sales price. When in fact, 30 years later, the house is now valued at $1 million. If the homeowner were to sell that house at $1 million, the next homeowner will be coming in and paying much, much, much higher property taxes. Um, so again, we have a lot of things going on, some inefficiencies from government revenue standpoint, and trying to predict what they can get and applying the taxes, and so distortion effects similar to the sales tax. And here we have a graph depicting the effect of property tax on development time, and when there is no government regulation on land use. These property taxes are shown to increase development time and capital applied to land to develop homes. Now on to the sales tax. Sales taxes are flat rate indirect taxes, indirect in the sense that the storefront sends the taxes off to the government, but the store passes the price of the tax onto the consumer. As we saw in one of the videos this week, you have your equilibrium price for the hamburgers. You add the sales tax. It decreases the producer and consumer surplus, creating deadweight loss, which is another word for inefficiency, market inefficiency. Sales taxes are flat rate, thereby it increases inequality, but it mitigates the amount of distortion versus if it were a progressive sales tax. Uh, so in theory, they distort markets by creating a deadweight loss. However, distortion is also mitigated by the avoidance of externalities through taxation, especially on inelastic goods. A prime example of this will be increasing gas taxes. We just had that recently, the whole political controversy going on in California, the gas tax increase. And it's an inelastic good for the most part, and it has a negative externality of increasing pollution. Uh, you have your greenhouse gases, you have your increased traffic and infrastructure wear and tear. So if you look at this graph here, we have the option of using a sales tax to offset the externality. Uh, so this dead weight inefficiency can also be viewed as an excess burden avoided with the tax. So when the burden outweighs the benefits, a tax may be the best option. However, it's going to be tough to determine whether the burden outweighs the benefits or if benefits outweigh the burden and where to put that tax. Now we have the income tax. Sorry, no graphic here. So if you have the flat income tax system, you have more inequality, less distortion. We read that in our book. And then if you have a progressive income tax, the idea is to have less inequality and more distortion. So thereby, the policymakers, we must decide, okay, what do we value more? Do we want equal balance of, do we want less inequality? Thereby, the tax system will be more flat or less flat, sorry, more progressive. We're going to tax the rich heck of a lot more and then tax lower income individuals a lot less. Or do we want, we don't care about inequality, all we care about is efficiency. Uh, so that we're going to have a flat income tax system with that method. Okay, that's just a quick 4-minute presentation discussing distortion effects of each tax system. And thank you for watching. Take care.